Welcome. We bring you Japan's latest news every day. AI sums up what matters, so you can stay informed in English in just a few minutes. If you find it helpful, please like and subscribe. Teacher marks, I should die, with gold star. Nara court finds city not liable in bullying case. The Nara District Court has ruled against holding the city of Nara responsible in a case involving a female elementary school student who was being bullied and wrote in her notebook, "I should be the one to die," which her homeroom teacher marked with a gold star before returning it. The student and her parents had sought damages from the city, claiming the school and Board of Education's response to the bullying was inappropriate. The court's ruling addressed the school's recognition of bullying and its response measures, but it was determined that the city could not be held legally liable. The decision is expected to draw backlash from related parties. Criminal Code Amendment revising retrial system passes Upper House Judiciary Committee. Expected to be enacted on the 17th. An amendment to the Code of Criminal Procedure has been approved by the Upper House Judiciary Committee. The amendment focuses on revising the retrial system and was adopted with majority support from the Liberal Democratic Party, the Japan Innovation Party, and the People's Referendum Party, among others. The retrial system is an important legal mechanism that allows cases to be retried when new evidence emerges after a verdict has been rendered. This latest amendment includes revisions aimed at ensuring the system functions more appropriately. The ruling coalition has indicated its intention to pass the amendment during the Upper House plenary session on the 17th, and attention is focused on how deliberations will proceed. The reform is expected to be enacted as a measure to prevent wrongful convictions and strengthen public trust in the judicial system. Some schools in Shiga approve wearing shorts as part of uniform to combat extreme heat. To help students endure the severe summer temperatures, some schools in Shiga Prefecture have begun allowing shorts to be worn as part of the official school uniform this summer. Kusatsu Prefectural High School, which previously required long pants or skirts, has decided to recognize shorts as official uniform attire starting this year. This allows students to flexibly choose their clothing based on temperature conditions. School officials say the measure aims to prevent heat stroke and improve student comfort. Similar initiatives may spread to other schools in the future. Chito Kosagawa wins Akutagawa Prize. Kasumi Asakura wins Naoki Prize. The selection committee for the 175th Akutagawa Prize and Naoki Prize held its meeting on the 15th in Tokyo. Chito Kosagawa's work, Zombie Collection Woman, has been selected for the Akutagawa Prize. Kasumi Asakura's, Kingwai, has been chosen as the recipient of the Naoki Prize. The Akutagawa Prize is known as a literary award for emerging authors in pure literature, while the Naoki Prize is recognized as an award that selects masterpieces of popular literature. Both works received high acclaim for their outstanding creativity and expressiveness within their respective genres. We offer our heartfelt congratulations to all the award recipients. JAXA to conduct combustion test of small rocket, Epsilon S, on the 23rd of this month. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, announced that it will conduct a combustion test of the small rocket, Epsilon S, which has faced development challenges, at the Tanegashima Space Center in Kagoshima Prefecture on the 23rd of this month. Epsilon S is a small solid-fuel rocket being developed with the goal of reducing costs for satellite launches. The combustion test will ignite the rocket's engine section on the ground to verify its performance and safety. JAXA is aiming for a launch within this fiscal year, making this test a critical milestone toward that goal. Following the test results, the agency's future development schedule is expected to be finalized. SoftBank Group Chairman Son, society's landscape will transform with AI agent proliferation. SoftBank Group Chairman Masayoshi Son spoke about the company's future AI strategy at a lecture on the 14th. Chairman Son predicted that by 2040, autonomous, AI agents that independently perform work will become widespread. He stated that this development will bring about significant changes to society as a whole. Full-scale deployment of AI agents will require massive amounts of electricity and infrastructure such as data centers. Chairman Sun expressed his commitment to strengthening these infrastructure investments. He indicated the company's intention to focus on building the necessary foundations in preparation for the era of digital transformation. SoftBank Group's strategic acceleration of investments toward the social implementation of next-generation AI is drawing attention. Flag Desecration Bill passes Upper House Cabinet Committee by majority vote. A bill to punish acts of desecrating Japan's national flag was put to a vote in today's House of Councilors Cabinet Committee and passed with support from the Liberal Democratic Party, Japan Innovation Party, Democratic Party for the People, and Kanjung-dang. The legislation establishes penalties, including fines, for acts of flag desecration such as burning or tearing the flag, with the aim of protecting the dignity of the national flag. The ruling coalition is targeting passage in the full House of Councilors session on the 17th next week, and prospects for approval are strengthening. Discussions in preparation for the vote in the full session are expected to continue. National Governors Association calls for government financial support to local governments over consumption tax cuts. As discussions on consumption tax reduction continue, the National Governors Association has compiled a proposal requesting the government to implement financial measures that account for the impact on local finances. A cross-party, National Council, working-level meeting is examining measures including consumption tax cuts on food products. The National Governors Association points out concerns that if such tax cuts are implemented, reductions in local transfer taxes and other revenue could undermine important regional initiatives. The governors are strongly requesting that the national government provide appropriate compensation measures for the resulting decline in local tax revenues. The government's future response is being closely watched to ensure stable financial management for local municipalities. Nichirei's cyber attack impacts ice cream shipments for Ezaki Glico. The fallout from a cyber attack on major frozen food company Nichirei continues to spread. Ezaki Glico, a leading confectionery manufacturer headquartered in Osaka, has disclosed that ice cream shipments are being disrupted due to its logistics partnership with Nichirei. Nichirei experienced a system failure last week that halted business operations at all of its nationwide sales offices. While the company is currently working to restore its systems, full recovery is expected to take considerable time. There is concern that other manufacturers may also be affected, with worries that the disruption to food distribution could expand further in the coming days. Expectations for higher prices in 1 year reach record high against backdrop of Iran tensions. A survey conducted by the Bank of Japan has found that more than 90% of respondents believe prices will rise over the next year, marking the highest level on record. The results suggest that rising crude oil prices stemming from escalating tensions in Iran in the Middle East are having a major impact on domestic price outlooks. The surge in energy prices is expected to lead to increases in essential living expenses such as gasoline and electricity bills, apparently heightening consumer vigilance about inflation. Going forward, experts point out that prices could rise further depending on how geopolitical risks develop, raising concerns about growing financial burdens on households. Domestic AI developer, Noethra, to adopt new system from NVIDIA. A newly established company called Noethra, which aims to develop homegrown artificial intelligence, has decided to adopt the latest system from American semiconductor giant NVIDIA. Equipped with next-generation high-performance semiconductors, this system will enable Noethra to develop more advanced AI applications, including autonomous driving and robot control. As an important step in strengthening Japan's competitive position in AI technology, research and development efforts are expected to accelerate in the coming months. South Korea raises interest rates for first time in 3.5 years to combat inflation amid Iran crisis. South Korea's central bank held a monetary policy meeting on the 16th and decided to raise its policy interest rate by 0.25%. This marks the first rate increase in 3.5 years. As tensions in the Middle East raise concerns about surging crude oil prices, inflationary pressures are mounting. The South Korean economy is being affected by price increases stemming from rising import costs, and the central bank hopes to curb excessive inflation by raising interest rates. Depending on future developments in the international situation, further adjustments to monetary policy are expected to be considered. Russia's military invasion of Ukraine, developments on July 16, updates. We bring you the latest on the situation in Ukraine. As Russia's military offensive against Ukraine continues, fierce fighting has intensified across multiple areas on July 16. In the eastern regions of Donetsk and Kharkiv, intense combat between Russian and Ukrainian forces has been reported, with both sides believed to have suffered significant casualties. Meanwhile, as fighting escalates, many civilians are being forced to flee Ukraine to neighboring countries including Poland and Romania. According to the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Refugees, the number of displaced persons has reached several million. In the international community, discussions are underway regarding strengthened economic sanctions against Russia and expanded military support for Ukraine. The United States and EU member states have shown united support for Ukraine, and developments in diplomacy moving forward are being closely watched. U.S. military resumes naval blockade, attacks ship ignoring warnings. Iran retaliates with strikes. The U.S. military has announced the resumption of a naval blockade on vessels entering and leaving Iranian ports, stating it attacked a tanker that ignored warnings. The operation is aimed at restricting Iran's economic activities. In response, Iran has strongly protested and launched attacks against U.S. military bases deployed in the Middle East. Tensions between the two countries are escalating rapidly, with experts warning of a possible escalation into armed conflict. The international community is deeply concerned about the deteriorating situation, and calls for resolving the crisis through dialogue are growing stronger. French National Assembly passes Assisted Dying Bill. Constitutional Court to review certain provisions. France's National Assembly, with 577 seats, passed legislation on the 15th establishing the right to choose assisted dying under strict conditions, following years of debate and revisions to the bill. Lawmakers approved the bill with 291 votes in favor and 241 against. The legislation, which had been rejected 3 times previously by the Senate, now appears set to become law following this final vote. Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu stated that before the bill is enacted, he will refer certain provisions to the Constitutional Council for review. The bill permits assisted dying for French adults who are in the advanced or terminal stage of a serious and incurable disease that threatens their life, and who are experiencing unbearable or treatment-resistant continuous physical or psychological suffering. According to the legislation, those seeking assisted dying must freely express their will to a physician. The doctor must conduct an examination and make a decision within 15 days of the statement of intent. After a 2-day reflection period, the individual must self-administer the lethal medication. If they are unable to do so, a physician or nurse may administer the drug. My political journey has come to an end. British PM Starmer delivers final Prime Minister's questions, drawing praise and jokes from opposition. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer took part in his final Prime Minister's questions in the House of Commons on the 15th before his resignation. Addressing lawmakers, Starmer said, "My political journey has come to an end," and stated that he is proud of everything I have accomplished. During the 50-minute session, the usual political tensions were largely set aside as lawmakers from all parties paid respect to the departing Prime Minister, exchanged jokes, and shared anecdotes. Liberal Democrat opposition leader Ed Davey said that Starmer had worked with people from various positions in the House of Commons and praised him as a true patriot. As is customary, Chancellor of the Exchequer Rachel Reeves, seated next to the Prime Minister in the front bench ministerial row, appeared on the verge of tears. Labour MP Carolyn Harris also struggled to contain her emotions as she told the chamber, "Every day we witness his integrity and courage shining through." The soon-to-depart Prime Minister expressed gratitude to Downing Street staff, saying they were willing to walk through fire for him. The gallery was filled with family members as well as several invited guests, including activists Starmer had met during his time in office. In his remarks, Starmer addressed some in the audience directly, saying, "Those in the gallery whose lives have been changed or improved by this Labour government, and those struggling to be heard across the country, you are the reason I entered politics."